So, inclement weather postponed the Pirates tonight over at PNC Park. It just keeps raining downtown here. There was a chance that they could have played around 8:30. They took the tarps off, and they put the tarps right back on. There was puddles in the outfield. Brewers were sliding on the tarps, and the dugouts were flooded. The tunnel for the umpires was flooded. So it wasn't a good night over at PNC Park. Hopefully it'll be nice tomorrow. We'll see Jeff Rizzella's weather forecast coming up here on KDKA TV News at 11 o'clock. But, you know, looking at the radar, looking at the weather for tomorrow, they should get the game in tomorrow. I don't think this is something that's going to last into tomorrow. I hope not, because I'm playing golf in the morning, so I don't want it to be raining in the morning. Hopefully it doesn't rain all night where it's flooded and you can't take carts in the morning. But, you know, I think we'll be okay. I think the rain will be out of here. But it's been raining all night downtown here. We're at One Allegheny Center, and it's been raining, and we're right across the street from PNC Park. So I kind of figured at 8:40 it wasn't looking good, and when they put the tarps back on, so the game was canceled. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. We got David out in Finleyville. How you doing, David?
Hi, Rich. Thanks for taking my call. How you doing tonight?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Do you see Mason Rudolph in a couple of years down the road, or 3 years, being a starter for the Steelers? I'll hang up and listen to you. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot for your call. I appreciate it. Mason Rudolph, I mean, he had a pretty good camp. I really have the feeling that Ben's going to play 3 years and try to play 5 more. That would put him into his 40s. I think he's at least going to play 3 years. That's the feeling I get, 3 to 5, somewhere in that range. I don't think the Steelers are pushing him out anywhere. So at 3 years, I know he has 2 years left, and there's probably going to be some kind of extension coming here soon with Ben at some point, whether it's this year, during the year, before camp, or next year, that he's going to play the next 3 years. And then I think Mason Rudolph's turn is probably 4 years down the line. That's because I'm pretty sure Ben's going to play 3 years. I don't know if he could play 5 years. You know, at that point he's going to be 41 years old. I don't see that happening. That doesn't happen too often. I know Tom Brady's 41 years old. But I know Ben still loves the game. And, you know, I don't know if he was upset that the Steelers drafted a quarterback. I don't really think it's going to affect him, because I think he's going to be the Steelers starter for the next 3 years. And at that point, if it's Mason Rudolph or someone else, the Steelers are going to probably have a new starter 4 years from now. So what would that take us to, like 2022, 2023, one of those seasons right in there? That would be my guess. But Mason Rudolph looks pretty good. You know, the one question that I have right now, and maybe it's the bigger question, is Mason Rudolph going to be the number 2 guy? I mean, and that's going to be something that we're going to determine and we're going to see throughout the preseason. And if he gets, you know, some starts in the preseason or gets some first half action in the preseason, you know, he looked good in camp, in mini camp, but that doesn't mean he's a number 2 guy. And I know the Steelers, they really like Landry Jones, and Landry Jones has 1 more year left in his contract. I don't think he's going anywhere, whether he's the 2 or the 3 guy. I think if it's you know, maybe a 2, 3, 4 game issue, maybe you might see Mason Rudolph play. But if it's a 1 game, I think it's going to be Landry Jones. All right. Hopefully that answered your questions. Let's go out to Eric out in Penn Hills. How you doing, Eric? Eric, you there?
Rich.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's going on? Gonna turn down that TV. Hopefully it's dry out in Penn Hills.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
We're getting flooded out here.
I know. I heard Monroeville got hit the hardest.
Yeah.
So what's your question
I
today?
want to know, Pirates, I watch them every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, they have the best outfield in the league. Okay?
Well, that's debatable, but go ahead.
They have the best team, but they don't have no pitching.
You know
Why
what?
don't they do anything with the pitching?
Eric, I don't know if they have the best team and they have young pitching. You know, here's some positions you can upgrade. You know, I think I appreciate the call, Eric from Penn Hills. I mean, Jung Ho Kang, I don't know if he's a better option at third base than Colin Moran right now. I don't know why Colin Moran was not in the lineup tonight. I know he does well against lefties. He's the cleanup hitter. He has a 7-game hit streak. He's been on base for, you know, 2 weeks straight right now, every game. I don't know how many games that's up to, but I know he's a 7-game hitting streak, and I would have put him in the lineup. I know Gregory Polanco isn't good against lefties. I understand sitting him. And then you don't have Corey Dickerson today, so you have to do something. But, you know, at this point, Sean Rodriguez has good numbers against lefties. I think he's batting like 295 against lefties. He has about a 900 on base or OPS. So I think that's why they had him in the lineup today, because Corey Dickerson's not going to be available for about 3 games. But the fact that they were starting, you know, Diaz as well, catcher, I get it. He's a 1A guy. He's a good guy behind Cervelli. But I would have tried to put my best lineup, and you know they were going right-handed heavy today, and I could see why they were doing it against a lefty that the Brewers were throwing out there in Suter. So I don't know if that really answered your question, but they have a young pitching staff, and that is the issue right now with this team. Their offense is pretty good. It's been kind of inconsistent lately, but it's pretty good, and their pitching has been pretty mediocre, especially when you look at guys like Trevor Williams and Jameson Taillon. They're very streaky, and Williams went through a horrible stretch. Taillon went through a bad stretch, and then he got good in June and then had a tough outing yesterday against the Brewers. Cole has been okay lately, and Nova's been good, but he went through a tough stretch, and he's only been good after going on the DL. So pitching has been the problem. The bullpen has been the problem. So I think that's the issue with the Pirates right now. Yes, they need to upgrade their pitching, and if they're somehow in contention, maybe they could trade some of these guys to get some pitchers back. I don't know if that's their plan, but I'm anxious to see in about a month. All right, let's go back out to the phone lines, and we're going to go out to Mark out in Carrick. How you doing, Mark?
Hi, could you please educate me on what a balk is? I don't understand. That's not what a balk is. Can you educate me, please?
Yeah, it's when the pitcher steps off the rubber, and it's hard to explain. I wish I could demonstrate it for you. And you know, once you step on the rubber and then step off the rubber, and essentially a balk is you get an extra base. So I don't know if that really helped you, but I would like to show it to you, but I really can't because I'm sitting here. But I appreciate the call. Let's go out to Wesley out in McKeesport. How you doing, Wesley?
Hey, I'm doing good, Rich. How about yourself? Thanks
Good.
for taking my call.
No problem. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, hey, no problem. Hey, so guess what, man? I'm real excited. I just bought my season tickets for Pitt football this year, and I read an article where they have the toughest schedule on ESPN, and I was just kind of interested to hear your thoughts on the season. I'm really excited for it. I think we're going to have a great season. That Miami game had me really excited last year. I'm really looking forward to like an 8-9 win season. I'll hang up, but I want your thoughts on the season.
Hey, thanks a lot, Wesley. I almost got stumped there. I saw the 304 area code, and I thought I was going to be a prank, but it was actually a pretty good call. Thanks a lot, Wesley from McKeesports. I have high hopes for the Pitt football team. They're definitely trending, no question about it. You saw what they did this weekend. Signed 10 guys. Not signed, but verbally committed 10 guys. And yes, I think the Miami game should have people excited about this year. How about the Virginia Tech game? Maybe if they would have let Kenny Pickett loose, they should have won that game too. So, you know, I like Kenny Pickett. I think a lot of people are excited about Kenny Pickett. And I'm excited about this team. Yes, they have a difficult schedule, but they have Penn State at home. They have a tough stretch to start the season. They got Central Florida too. So, you know, 8-9 wins. I think 9 wins would be a stretch. I like them in the 8 wins department. I think, you know, really Pat Narduzzi is coming to his own too. I mean, it takes a couple years to get your footing with head coaching, and I think he's starting to get some of these recruits. I know that he got a ton of 3 stars, but those are good guys. And, you know, he tells a story when he was at Cincinnati. They got a bunch of 3-star guys, and they were ranked 83rd in the country, the recruiting class, but 7 of those guys got drafted when they were seniors. So, you know, that's kind of the people that they target. And I know we're a couple months away from Pitt football, but I'm hopeful that they're going to have a pretty good season. You know, I think they're going to give Penn State a run for their money at Pitt since it's at home here. So I think it'll be a close game. I don't see them getting blown out. I'd like to see what an early line is on that game, but I don't see Pitt getting blown out of that game. I kind of had a feeling that Pitt would lose last year. But now that they got a quarterback, and when you have a quarterback, anything can happen. So my guess, an early prediction right now would be 8 wins. That 9 wins would be a good season. 7 wins, I think, mediocre season. They definitely need to take a step forward, and 8 in 9 wins would be that step forward. All right, we got to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls. Some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.